what's your background? Are you a Filipino or?
Yes. Okay. So I'm Filipino Australian. My mother was actually born in QC or raised here. I reside in Melbourne, Australia, and I am now back. So yeah, it's exciting.
So you grew in Australia.
Yes, I did. Yes.
And how did you? How did the filmmaking influence you? How did it start?
So for me, I've always been, I'm an only child, and I would say that I'm a product in the diaspora of what you would call the Filipino bride phenomenon, which is where in Australia it's a statistics about that. But basically my father is like this like Aussie dude who's like 20 years older than my mom. He's actually mixed, like, he's actually part Malaysian too. But anyway, I think how it started was me like getting into like writing and just being a general kind of misfit in high school and stuff, and eventually I ended up making films, and as I got older I started to try and reconnect with my heritage, and now I make films about finding that, which is what I'm here for.
Yeah. Speaking about your film, can you tell something about your film Melbourne?
Yeah, so Melodrama Ran in Melbourne is an ensemble drama with 3 different intersecting stories and many different characters, and the main gist of the film is kind of to explore the Asian diaspora at the moment, and I think also explore kind of issues in the modern world with gender and racism and a lot of different kind of things that are happening right now in the digital age.
So does it has like a Filipino influence, the film?
I think it's interesting because a lot of my influences vary across different types of films, but I think that in terms of Filipino filmmakers that I'm influenced by, I think this film has a lot to do with the influence of a director, Calvin de la Cruz of Mondo Manila, and and a bunch of multiple films. Yeah. So yeah.
Is this your first film or?
This is I would say this would be my second narrative feature, but my third kind of feature, and I presented I'm Jupiter, I'm the Biggest Planet last year. It was a short film that played at the 2017 edition.
So how did you found out the Sinag Maynila Film Festival?
Well, I found out of the festival because I think I was, because I've been, obviously as a fan of Brillante, you look around and you kind of, he runs a festival, so, heads a festival, so it's really good.
So you have interest in joining the film fest?
Of course. Yeah, like,
Okay.
I mean, it was actually, yeah, and also I think partly with Sinag Maynila, I think interestingly enough, I think there's a rule where it's like international Filipino productions can apply to, and I think that's what my film would technically fall into, which I found very fascinating, because some of the other festivals start with like a script section, and I was like looking at festival also, and I realized I could send it. So yeah, it's exciting.
Yeah. Speaking on the film, is it premiere already?
No. This is a world premiere actually.
Oh, okay.
It was shortlisted at other festivals, but it ended up premiering here, and it's going on to play other festivals. But I can't announce that technically, so I won't.
Yeah. Last question. Who are the Filipino filmmakers that influence you?
Lav Diaz, Brillante, Calvin de la Cruz, Lino Broca.
How did you find them? How did you learn?
Actually, it was only in the last 3-4 years of my life. I mean, previously I was influenced mostly by Japanese cinema, like Shunji Aiwa, and like directors. I think that's how you pronounce it. I hope that is. I apologize if that's not right. And directors like Sion Sono, Japanese director, mostly Japanese films originally. But I think as I've gotten older as a filmmaker, I've decided to kind of, and as I've gone more into my Filipino identity, so eventually you start to look at the cinema. And it's only a start. I'm still learning every day.
So do you have like a feature project to shoot a film here in the Philippines?
We've done a short, but a feature, I'm not sure. I would like to. I mean, I've already written the next screenplays, and whether they can be filmed here, I'm not too sure. So.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, just invite my readers for your film to be shown in the Sinag Maynila.
Do I just invite like?
Yeah, English will do.
Yes. So hi, I'm Matthew Victor Pastel. Please come and see Melodrama Random Melbourne at this year's Sinag Maynila Film Festival. And yeah, I hope you get to see it between the 7th and the 15th of March. Enjoy.
Okay,